Winter in Israel is unpredictable. You can have snow, sleet, lots of rain, or just settle into a mild day like today. So, my morning coffee, pretty good. Read the paper, look at the mail. Here's one. Roots and Reflections. Dear Barry, my name is Francis, and I'm one of your admirers from the many nations who watches Roots and Reflections. I want to tell you how much I really appreciate Batia's cooking segments, but I've noticed lately that you've put on a little bit too much weight, and I'm concerned being one who is into healthy eating. Think about it, your admirer and fan, Francis. Well, that's food for thought. I must do something this winter. There must be something I can do to lose weight. That's it. I am determined to lose 5 to 10 kilos in 2 stages so I can continue this programming looking fit and trim and teach you how to stay healthy in the Holy Land. It's time to begin. Let's weigh in. 80.9, that's a lot of weight. We've got to get down to 75 and ultimately to 70 during Roots and Reflections. So let's try and begin today on a new trek forward. One way to lose weight in the winter would be to imitate Benaiah, one of King David's heroes in the Bible who killed 2 lion-like warriors of Moab. He also had gone down and killed a lion in the midst of a pit on a snowy day. We still get snowy days, but I've got to look at easier ways for weight loss this winter. Right off the top, getting a haircut is the easiest start. So here I am in Beit HaKerem. I'm going to get a haircut in the hope that I can actually lose enough hairs to at least make up 1 kilo on my diet that I want to lose, because I'm getting desperate. And my daughter said I need a haircut, so let's go to Eric of Alaska. Hello, shalom. My name's Barry. I think you know Jan. Eric, I understand that, as the sign says, you're from Alaska. I'm so desperate to lose weight that I thought maybe if I cut my hair, I'll lose even a little bit of weight.
So how short do you want to cut it?
Oh, not too short. I'm on a trek to lose weight.
Oh, so what else are you going to do?
Go walking down the trails in Saftaf.
I have a 30-day weight loss program.
Really?
Yeah, it's called a hunger strike.
So Eric, that's an important thought to me while coming here is, do you think when you cut my hair I'll actually lose some weight?
It's only cosmetic. What you lose?
I'm trying to lose weight without the hunger strike.
Did you weigh yourself this morning when you got up?
Yes, I did. And I'm 80 kilo now, but I must lose about 10 kilos. It's one thing to work hard, another thing to play hard, and then another thing to work out hard.
Yeah. Well, if your program is about eating, it's hard not to be. You know, who's going to trust a skinny advisor there, you know? It's like trying to find a good cook who's skinny.
And what made you come to Israel?
My wife is Jewish.
So you met her in Alaska?
No. But in San Francisco.
I will sweep it up.
I'll sweep it up. Okay, where's your scale?
Okay, so here.
Oh,
Okay, you're gonna have to get in on this.
wondering if that scale is gonna...
Register it. Hold on. It's registering 0. Let's see if we can get a kilo.
It's still at 0.
I've learned my lesson. One can't cut corners with weight loss. It's going to take discipline and exercise. The Apostle Paul did say, "For bodily exercise profits a little." Though I must say that in this case, I do prefer the Living Bible interpretation. Bodily exercise is all right. It's time that I renew my membership here at Holmes Place.
Yes.
And I really need to lose this year.
Yes, you're right.
Are you promising I'm going to lose weight?
Yes, if you will come a few times a week, you will.
Why do you think I'm suffering from a big stomach?
Because you ate a lot.
I think you're right.
Barry.
So hopefully my objective this year is to go from 80 kilos to 70 kilos and to maintain it.
Okay, we'll see.
All right. So on to the treadmill.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that's it. Now it's time to get serious. The haircut didn't work. It's time to go walking and running on the treadmill. Let's go do it. We'll start slow. I think a little bit too slow. Now, if you can't lose weight getting a haircut, and you can lose weight by modifying your eating, you can certainly lose calories on a treadmill. This is one way to stay healthy in the Holy Land. I've already lost nearly 4 kilos. No, 4 calories. The golden rule for the treadmill is to set a pace that raises the heart rate to between 60 to 90% of maximum, or about 150 to 200 beats per minute for an adult male. That's the fat burning zone for a minimum of 30 minutes. It's inspiring to watch those football players. Look at them run. If you're not into being on a treadmill indoors at a health club, then why not come over to Sataf in the Judean hills of Jerusalem, where there's a beautiful nature hiking trail. What's fascinating about this is that it's a clearly marked trail, 8 kilometers in distance, and at each kilometer there is a marker so you know how many kilometers you've walked, and then maybe you can figure out how many calories you've burned. Along the circular hiking route is a place called Ein Sataf, which means the spring of Sataf, and a recreated farm dating back to the Roman period. Many people love to come and see what it was like way back then. Let's go. Nature trails in Israel. They're fun, they're not boring, pretty trees, pine cones from the forest. enough to make you jealous to come and do it yourself. Three down, 5 to go. What a lovely smell and nature, and the beautiful almond trees. The almond tree is the first tree to blossom, and you know that springtime is near. Ah, what a fragrance. What a sight. Just so beautiful. We're coming up to the marker. 5 down, 3 to go. That means 5 kilometers, it's time for a berry banana break. Monkeys need them, Barry needs them. Potassium. No time to waste. We've got 3 more kilometers to do. After walking 6 kilometers along the circular route of Sataf, one can take a side trip to the ancient springs of Ein Sataf and Ein Bekura. These water sources provided life to agricultural communities over the millennia, from the Chalcolithic and Bronze Ages to the Roman, Byzantine, and Arab periods. From these pools, the path descends. We're now going down to the restored Roman farm. It's so green. In ancient times, the farm was below the springs along the hillside contours, simply because gravity carried the water down along the water channels to the agricultural terraces. The strong rains of winter and the plentiful snow actually brought down some of these ancient terrace walls. And it's yeshiva students and army soldiers and all sorts of volunteer teams that come out here and work with the Keren Kayemet, the Jewish National Fund, to restore these ancient walls and the terraces in the Judean hills.
We have a lot of volunteers. This morning I had a group of soldiers here. We worked on the other side. At 1 p.m. I received these yeshiva kids.
Did they explain much to you in this program, coming out here, doing a bit of archaeological restoration, the significance? Why is it important to you?
It's important to me because, one, it's a big thing, planting trees here in the desert. This is so green, and it used to just be all sand, and now it's lively. It's beautiful. You don't see that anywhere else.
And can you believe this is wintertime?
Yeah, right? I'm out here in no shirt. It's wintertime.
These are the ancient irrigation channels bringing water from the Sataf spring down to the terraces where the crops are being grown. This ancient terraced farm in Sataf is actually what is known as a wet farm. A wet farm was fed by irrigation or from the rain above, allowing a farmer to produce luscious vegetables and crops all through the year, winter and summer, as opposed to a dry farm which was reliant on the rains from above and would bring crops like figs, pomegranates, things like that. Now, I'm not a vegetarian, but let me tell you, Israel is a wonderful place if you are a vegetarian, because you can find all the fruits and veggies you want to eat in this land, the Promised Land. All the labor on this farm is done by hand, using the same methods employed in Bible times when the Israelites first developed terrace agriculture in these Judean hills. But we have to get back to our circular hiking route in order to finish my course with joy, as the apostle says, and hopefully leave some weight behind on the mountains of Israel. Wow, 8 kilometers at Sataf. It's a good hike, at times challenging but wonderful, but I think we better weigh in. Shoes off. Zero, 79.6. Well, it's almost a kilo lost from barbershop to treadmill to hiking. but we're in the right direction, downwards.
This is the Millennium Center, and this is the House of Vision for Israel, and this place is a lighthouse. We wanted to bring light into people's lives, and we feel like we're fulfilling that. After helping close to 1 million people in Israel, including terror victims, lone soldiers, children at risk, and a lot of poor and needy families.
Our hope for the future is that we will be able to reach through the generations, reach through all age levels, and reach many millions more with assistance, aid, education, and in any way possible that we can extend ourselves.
It's not about what we are getting out of this life and how much pleasure we have. It is about what we invest in other people's lives. That's what really is the bottom line of satisfaction.
This place is not only a lighthouse, but a place of refuge. We should be able to open up our doors to the community around us and make a difference in their lives, not only now, but in the next and coming generations. As you partake and join together with us, linking our hands and our arms together, doing the work for those who are in great need, we will all be blessed, and it will become a privilege to partake of this great work. So we invite all of you to come alongside of us. God said about this land, the land which you cross over to possess is a land of hills and valleys, which drinks water from the rains of heaven. These guys should have considered that before trying to drive their SUVs up a flowing riverbed. We hope for the best. Well, I've got a word for you from Isaiah chapter 43. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. For us winter Weight Watchers, the prophet might have added bike paths in the wilderness, built for Israelis like me to enjoy riding. Why not? The plentiful rains of the winter have filled up this reservoir of Motza in the outskirts of Jerusalem. You know, I come from a state of Great Lakes, the state of Michigan, but we here have a Great Lake. The Valley of Arazim, the Valley of the Cedars, in the Judean hills outside of Jerusalem, once normally a dry riverbed, but because of the winter weather and the rains and the snow, is full once again with water, not seen since many, many years ago. However, on a beautiful winter day like today, we can enjoy it by doing a bicycle ride and burning up those calories. What better way to burn calories than bicycle riding in the Judean hills outside of Jerusalem? Over the last decade, Israel has built up an incredible network of bike paths. Bring your bike or rent one here. Come ride with me. The war on excess weight has to be fought on multiple fronts, like winter swimming in the Holy Land. I drove all the way to Ashkelon on the Mediterranean coast for a swim. Hey guys, swimming is great exercise, and it's one of the best ways to lose calories. But coming to the Mediterranean in the winter, that's a bit too cold even for me. Unless, of course, you have a wetsuit and you might be doing a little surfing and burning off that body heat. And besides, swimming is prohibited in this section. On the other hand, the beaches in Israel along the Mediterranean coast are a great place to walk or to run, even in winter months, like in Chariots of Fire. La 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 la. La 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 la. You know, growing up in a Jewish home, I knew a lot about lox and bagels. But nowadays, you hear people talk about detox and Botox, and I just had to consult with a nutritionist and an expert in the field of health, and that's why I've come to Dr. Jan Como today to ask her a few questions. Jan, tell me something. Here we live in a country full of stress in Israel. How does one maintain a healthy lifestyle living in the Middle East and here in the nation of Israel? What are some of your own suggestions and things that you have to share?
Well, I find stress everywhere I go, and everyone who comes to me, the number one issue is stress. Stress is the one thing that Israel has everywhere because of the trauma, because of the wars, because of the immigration and leaving other countries and other refugees and those kinds of people coming in all the time. And so what we do with stress is we explain what it does physiologically to your body. Stress is the one thing that shuts down the immune system. There's triggers from the brain, from the fear, that trigger down here to the thymus gland, which is your key immune system gland that works for you. And you will find the source of problems, weight gain, comes from stress. For instance,
that reminds me, not to interrupt you, but that reminds me that in speaking to oncologists here in Israel, I've heard over and over again the number one cause of cancer, not the only cause, but the number one cause, is the increase of stress and pressure on one's immune system.
Which is true, because the stress and the pressure stops the immune system. And our bodies are created by God to operate and correct every problem in the body. The immune system is supposed to get rid of the toxins. It's supposed to get rid of all of the wrong cells that go astray and get imbalanced. And the body is created to do that.
Now, during the years you've lived here and your interaction with the work you do, both in terms of stress counseling and nutrition and a wholesome kind of lifestyle, when an average tourist comes to Israel to visit, how can they enjoy the best that Israel has in terms of its health benefits?
Well, if I were going to be advising health in Israel, I would say make sure that you spend time to rest at the Dead Sea, enjoy all the minerals that go into our body from the Dead Sea. It's very healthy there for your skin and your body. And if you float in the Dead Sea up to 30 minutes, you literally become a rubber ducky. You become so relaxed. I highly recommend it. Remember, our bodies are made out of minerals. So if you are completely unhealthy, start mineralizing yourself. There's more minerals in green vegetables and that kind of thing. So my number one recommendation is go soak in the Dead Sea. It goes right into your body and your bloodstream and your muscles. The muscles are very stressed here. Tourists are stressed because they try to fit everything in one day and they don't rest.
You know, I think I'm going to take your advice and head to the Dead Sea.
Come on! Come on!
It's a stormy day at the Dead Sea, but it's a lot warmer than in Ashkelon. Oh, the mud in the Dead Sea is something else. And so you can float here. You don't have to do anything but relax, take your time. You can even read a newspaper. And you know what else? You'll enjoy it, and the minerals are good for your skin. And think about it, all those minerals coming into your body in the mud, that's our word of the week, lebriut, for good health, to your good health. This mud mineral bath is a wonderful way to detox. I need to thank you, Francis. Bake those minerals in the oven for 30 minutes in the Dead Sea sun and take a shower. Labriut, to your health. You know, it comes from the root letters Barry, my name, Barry, Barry, which means health, my health. So for your good health, lebriut, for our good health, to be Barry, or to be like me, you need to come to the Dead Sea and soak up the minerals in your skin and put some mud on you and have a blast. Lebriut. And now for the final weigh-in. 78.4. We're on our way to good health. This is what they call roots and reflections. Well, the winter continues here in Israel, but I'm so proud of myself and my weight loss program that I decided it's time to celebrate during this Roots and Reflections episode. So let's go to my favorite place, the Waffle Bar. That is a celebration. That's great. We say in Hebrew, Lebriut, to your health. This is all of the natural ingredients one could want to celebrate a weight loss program after losing so much weight. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Strawberries. Look at this, strawberries, vitamin C. And natural dairy products, ice cream, milk. This is truly a Belgian waffle made at the Waffle Bar. And look at the chocolate. One for you. Oh, a little bit of cream, sorry. One for you, and one for me. And as we say in Israel, Lebriut. Guess I'll have to go back out hiking, on the treadmill, bicycle riding, swimming, and the rest.